So the first thing you want to do, if you don't have Photoshop downloaded onto your computer, is go up into your search and go into self-service and look over in the categories on the right side. Go to Adobe and find Photoshop. It should have a P and then an S and be blue. It'll look kind of like this one right over here. What you want to hit is install and let it install before you do the next thing. So once you have Adobe Photoshop installed on your computer, what you want to do is go into our Power School Learning page, go to the Art Design, Mural, and then under the Mural, should say Photoshop. What you want to do is download the Mural Photoshop template. So you'll click on that. It will download over here or over in your downloads, wherever. And then you want to open it up and it will open Photoshop. If a window pops up asking you to start a new library or something, just hit cancel. So then what you're going to do, this is a smaller version of the large mural that you're going to be working from. So at this point, you can minimize this and you're going to start searching for your person. So you want to find one image of your person that is a really good view of their face. The person that I'm going to be looking up is Sister Simone Campbell. She is Campbell. And I want to look up images. And in order to have good images for Photoshop, so you can have them get bigger, you want to make sure that you aren't pulling really small images. Okay, really small images are anything under like 400 or 500. So what I would actually do is go into Tools, and you can go into Types of Images, and I would, not types, size of images, and go into Large. So from this point, what you can do is you can find bigger images of Sister Simone Campbell. So actually that one looks like a really good one. This one looks like a really good one. So you just want to pick one that you think you'd like to paint. I kind of want her speaking into this. I think this one is a pretty good one. So I'm going to pull that open. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to drag this over. Okay. Then the next thing that I want to look for is a background for her. So Sister Simone Campbell runs a program called Nuns on the Bus, and she campaigns and lobbies for underrepresented Americans at the legislative level. So the next image that I'm going to look up for her is Nuns on a Bus, because that is Nuns on a Bus. That's the thing that, takes up a lot of her time. So I want to find an image that, number one, will fill something that is very long, right, like that template, and also fills up the background. So I think having something, because she is also very political, I had seen, oh, this is the one I want, right? So then I can get a couple of things. I like having the Capitol behind there. I like having that in there. Let's see if I can get any others with like Nuns on a Bus, Capitol. And then I can find an interesting image that way. It looks like I might have to go back and use that one that I had found. So, where did it go? There it is. All right, so I'm going to drag that one over. I can minimize that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag Sister Simone Campbell onto the mural template. Okay, once she's on there, I want to make her bigger, but you don't want to just grab it and go because then she's going to get stretched out. Anything that you do that you want to go backwards, you hit Command Z and it'll take it back. So what you want to do is hit Command T, that means transform. You're going to grab the corner, but before you click, hit Shift. What that'll do is it will keep everything in proportion to itself. Okay, so I'm going to make it bigger, move it over. Kind of want her to take up the bottom 2/3 of the page, if possible. All right. So I'm going to move her over. Once I have her in a place that I think I feel good about, I hit OK or return. And then what I want to do is I want to get rid of this background so then I can put in the other background. So in order to select the area around Sister Simone Campbell, I go over here, and if I hover long enough, it'll tell me what the tools are. If I click on it and hold it, you can see that there's Quick Selection Tool and Magic Wand Tool. We want to pick the Quick Selection Tool. I'm going to zoom in, right? So I'm going to do that, and then I am going to just click. What it does if I click and drag is it picks all that area around Sister Simone Campbell and fills it in. But there are a couple of places where it picked up too much, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to hit Command Option, click, and it'll add some of those little things back in there that I wanted to keep. Like I want to keep her glasses, and I want to keep some of her hair. Whoops, but then I let go of Option, and I fill in that area. Once I've got that, I hit delete. Now, if this shows up, could not complete your request, hit OK. And then what I want you to do is make sure your layer is selected. Go up to Layer. If that happens, go to Rasterize Smart Object. Once it's been rasterized, you can delete, not a problem. A couple other places that seem to I've forgotten, so I'm going to quick select that and delete as well. Now, Command D will deselect, and now I can drag in a new background. So I really liked this background with the capital, so I'm going to drag that in. Okay, and I want to make this bigger, so make sure it says Command T for transform, Shift to keep the proportions. I'm going to make it bigger. Whoops. And I'm going to move that over. Kind of want that in there. Might make that just a, oh, but look at it. I want it to go up to the top too. So I'm going to hit Shift again, drag it over. None's on the bus. I'm going to move that so I get both of those in there. It's going to fill in a little bit right there. I'm just going to plan to paint more of that. So got that, I'll hit return, but now it's covering up Sister Simone Campbell. All you have to do is you go over to your layers and you lay her on top of that old layer. See, and now you've got this great background. However, now I want to move the background so I can read Nuns on the Bus, or I can move her. So if I've selected the layer, grab the move tool, and I can move Sister Simone Campbell over a little bit. Great. So I'm going to go back, pick my quick selection tool, grab that, delete that. Good. Now I can see a little bit of Nuns on the Bus and Sister Simone Campbell. Anything else that you might want to add, you can. So let's say there are a couple of things you want to do. You could go in and you could use the eraser tool if you wanted. Just hover over something if you're unsure. This one is the eraser tool. And what you can do is anything that you erase on the top layer. Oh, that one doesn't. Oh, that's why. See all these sort of marching ants things? If that has not been deselected, then it won't let you do any other tools until you deselect. So Command D, and now go back to your eraser tool. Great. And then you should be able to erase the area so we can see behind her. Zoom out. So once you have that figured out and everything's in the place you want it, And if you want to move things around anymore, just make sure the thing that you want to move or the thing you want to change, you select that layer. Once you've got that, we want to put the grid on top of it because that makes it easiest for us to turn it into a mural. Then you're going to go to File, Save As. You're going to name it Sister, well, put your name, Sister Simone. Save it as a, you can actually save it as a JPEG. That's totally fine, as long as you don't plan on going back and making any changes. If you do, you need to save it as a Photoshop image. But JPEGs are easier to print and easier to move. So hit save. Save it on my desktop. Okay. And then you are going to upload this onto the assignment Dropbox page. So then you'll go back into our PowerSchool Learning, go up into Activities, Assignments, and there will be a Dropbox. I will be adding the assignment tonight. There will be a Dropbox for you to upload your image there. Everyone in the group needs to do one so you have many to choose from afterwards. All right, good luck.